Postal here. So, what are we trying to do? We are trying to get a Flying Paladin Badge for our Spitfire 16 missions. Excusez-moi. I had somebody request that I fly this particular plane, and so I'm going to fly this particular plane. I've actually got quite a few planes on the Horton 229. This is a Tier 8 German premium fighter. We need 17 kills, so I'm actually not going to go for the center here. We need to try to get some defense aircraft knocked out. What is this plane? Well, some people will claim that it's overpowered, and I will tell you that it's definitely not overpowered. It is definitely a good plane, but it's got a lot working against it. It is pretty fast, but not the fastest. It has almost no real maneuverability. Jeez, my shot decision there kind of sucked. You have two 30mm cannons which hit incredibly hard, but because of their placement, if you get up close with an enemy aircraft like I just did, you can see that you typically have a lot of issues with actually hitting them. And so, hello, I'm kind of feeling like like there's a conspiracy going on there. Let's go ahead and move on out. Oh, let's get this Tempest actually. Come on. These are long-range cannons. They really do much better at a distance. This plane can actually struggle mightily versus fighters because of the placement of the cannons. Sometimes the enemy fighters almost go like between where the cannons are hitting. And so the plane can definitely be frustrating in that regard. What are we up to here? I-250. There we go. I was kind of hoping they would have gotten the military base. Get something. It was an all-bot battle because nobody's on right now at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. There we go. There they go. Good. Can't have air supremacy if we're going to drag this battle out to 17 kills. And that's what you need in a fighter, is 17 kills to get Paladin Badge. There we go. You need 15 if you're in a heavy fighter. And I decided to take this one out. So you may have noticed I'm doing the old tappity tap with the cannons here, but if I decide to hold it down, it actually does have an auto cannon feature here, and you can see that you're able to put out a decent amount of firepower. Now, of course, it overheats quicker, but it's kind of like a last resort kind of dealio. Or if I know that I'm not going to be able to hit the enemy fighter, or enemy plane, I should say, soon, I can go ahead and hold down the trigger there and hopefully get some decent hits in. Now, ooh, yeah, let's definitely go for this guy. He's on lower health. We want to try to hit bombers while we're far away, simply because you're in a fighter. I'm in a Horton, right? So the defensive capabilities of a bomber will actually hurt me relatively well. So we want to keep them at a pretty far distance. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be the battle that's going to get us what we want to get. I'm not going to try to take over this sector, but our central military base is going to take over the sector, whether we want to take it over or not. We're definitely going to get the win, it seems like, here, but I'm trying to get the kills, man. So I'm going for the air defense aircraft simply because eventually I won't be able to go for the air defense aircraft. They'll all be ours. Gotta knock a Matsu out of this bad boy. Go. There we go. I'm at 15 kills. Never mind. I probably will get Flying Paladin. Well, alright, cool. Aim further out. When in doubt, give more lead. That doesn't rhyme. This plane actually does best versus things like heavy fighters, because you can keep decent speed with the heavy fighters, and they typically can't outmaneuver you. F2H is like the only one I can really think of that causes issues with this plane. Let's try not to die. That would be kind of a shame. Getting 16 kills and then dying. Oh. No! Oh no. Oh no. Or don't go like this. No. No, 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 no. Oh, please, no. Oh, there's a Hornet. Come to me, Hornet. Don't you want to hang out with I'm a Horton. It's close to a Hornet. You wanna let me shoot you? Come on. I gotta keep okay, good. I know there's a lot of pressure there, but you gotta take a deep breath and be like, okay. Oh, got the badge. All right, yeah, that would have been disappointing. Got the badge, getting the win. Ooh, hello. What? Ah! Thank goodness it wasn't up to that last shot, because that would have been pretty frustrating. I got a Marseille out of it as well. Pretty low on the personal points, because a lot of the kills we got were low health targets. But yeah, you can see why people like this plane and maybe even think it's overpowered. But you can also see why it definitely isn't. When your guns are RNG based, overpowered, it is not. Let's head back. Alright, so we were able to get it right there at the end. Got a Marseille as well, which is hilarious because, you know, again, when you're not going for a Marseille, that's when you happen to get them. Got the 17 kills right on the nose there. Again, really low on the amount of damage that we did. Even one of the bombers that we killed was basically on a third health when we took care of it. This is an all-bot battle, but again, you got to take care of what you can take care of. It's an all-bot battle, so I would have actually gotten a lot more personal points if there was a human on the enemy team, just because they would have kept the game going longer. And yeah, so this is a tier 8 premium. It was a pretty smooth battle, I'd say. And since we've still got some premium days running, we were able to get over 250,000 credits for our account. Get that Flying Paladin knocked out and move along from there. So some quick tips, I'm going to say, when it comes to Flying Paladin. Flying Paladin requires 17 kills for a fighter, or 15 kills when you're in a heavy fighter. Either way, take out a plane that you're 100% comfortable in. Take out a plane that you know you can be effective in. The great thing about a Flying Paladin is you can die and still get it. It's just total kills in that battle. It's not in a sortie. You don't need to win. You just need to get 17 or 15 depending on the plane. And so choose a tier 4 or above plane and get it knocked out. I simply took out the Horton because I enjoy the Horton and somebody requested the Horton. But for me, Horton's fine because I feel comfortable in it. And I would choose any of a various amount of planes. You know what you're best in and what you've got the best chance of getting that kill threshold in. Just make sure it's in a fighter or heavy fighter. Somebody reached out to me yesterday and they're like, I got 18 kills in my multi-role fighter and I didn't get it. Well, because multi-role fighters don't earn Flying Paladins. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this particular video. I guess I can take a quick dive into my setup on the plane. I suppose I should. I do have my MEP 1101 pilot on here. Since this is a premium fighter, you can put any German pilot in here. I would highly recommend whatever pilot you put in the Horton 229, if you happen to be getting one eventually, sometime down the road, that it's a plane that has a pilot that has Marksman 2 on it. Simply because with the 30mm cannons, I mean, it's literally hit or miss, right? So you want to be hit as much as possible. I've gone ahead and on my equipment put the sight on here. I highly recommend that. I've got gas operated action. Conceivably, you really could put basically anything on here and you'll be effective. I've got gas operated action. I do know some people that have done the long gun barrels. Long gun barrels increase the range of fire, don't impact the accuracy negatively. like the gas-operated action does. But the long gun barrels does reduce the burst length of your cannons. And so I figured, you know what, we've already got long enough range for the Horton. I've gone with gas-operated action. That being said, I haven't really experimented with this plane. Long gun barrels might be the way to go. Hell, reinforced bulk carriers might be the way to go. I really don't know. I haven't gotten out of my comfort zone in the Horton, but I did want to just kind of explain that, I guess. As far as the engine is concerned, I've gone all in on the speed. Got the uprated engine and the high-speed gas turbine. I've put just a little bit of maneuverability on here with the lightweight wing frame. That being said, on any of the equipment here, I haven't calibrated or adjusted any of it. So I haven't gone for like the best bonus characteristics or anything like that. I will once I move it to ultimate equipment. I'm lazy and I haven't done it yet. It's not that I feel like I'm so good that I don't need to calibrate it. I'm lazy and I know it. The consumables, I talked about this yesterday. This is my basic consumable setup on most of my fighters that have the ability to have 2 engines consumables. Doesn't mean it's my recommended consumable setup for the vast majority of pilots. I do recommend doing first aid package. I know a lot of people like to use fire extinguisher. I find on a plane like this where your accuracy is completely screwed up if you don't have your pilot, that having my pilot is helpful. This plane doesn't catch on fire all that often. I mean, it does from time to time, but not enough for me to justify always having a fire extinguisher on hand. Getting my pilot knocked out is incredibly detrimental to actually hitting your shots when you're in the Horton. As far as the airframe is concerned, I use pneumatic control assist on a plane like this, much like I do in a heavy fighter, if I use it in a heavy fighter. I use this, I'll boost away from somebody that's chasing me, kind of move up or move down, and then use pneumatic control assist to make a 180-degree turn relatively quickly and kind of surprise them and pop them and kill them. I don't use this to dogfight, vampires or Spitfires or Yak 15s. I don't use this to dogfight, anything. I mean, 209As. I do not dogfight other fighters with pneumatic control assist or not. I simply use it to give myself just a little bit more maneuverability in situations that warrant it. Sometimes I'll use it if enemy heavy fighters or multi-role fighters being extra maneuverable for some reason and I really need to kill it. Otherwise, a completely viable option, and maybe even the better option or more consistent option, would be emergency control system. This particular plane does lose its wings relatively often. Let's say if you get hit, you're probably going to lose a wing. I don't find that super detrimental because I'm typically not trying to outturn anybody as long as I'm allowed to keep speeding along. But again, that's my playstyle. I still think that the emergency control system is definitely viable and probably even more viable even to me than the pneumatic control assist. Probably would use this every single battle where I don't use pneumatic control assist every battle. Definitely engine cooling. Definitely engine cooling, especially once you specialize it. There's no reason not to have the engine cooling. I've got improved mixture control on here, but I do not recommend this for everybody. Manual engine restart is almost certainly the better option to take. The manual engine restart will put your engine back in, yay. And the engines do get knocked out relatively often on the Horton if you do get hit. I've gone min-max for the max here and put improved mixture control, which gives you more thrust and cruise speed by small percentages. So I've gone ahead and used that. But again, as I've mentioned in many previous battles, I understand the repercussions of if my engine gets knocked out and I die, that I'm the idiot that put in improved mixture control. With this setup, my plane can go even faster than, it should be going. And so that's always incredibly helpful. And so I understand I understand I've set myself up for failure if my engine or wings get knocked out, and I'm willing to deal with those repercussions. Are you? If not, and I completely understand, then you're going to want to go ahead and put the emergency control restart, whatever the heck it's called, to, the manual engine restart, to get your engine back in there. So that's my setup on the Horton. I probably should just freaking upgrade this stuff to Ultimate and move along with my life. This plane's available every once in a while. I was fortunate enough to win it when, kind of like I'm trying to do right now for the Spitfire 16, although I don't think the Spitfire 16 is going to be a plane that people talk about like the Horton. But I was fortunate enough to grind out the Horton 229 and win it for free, which is super nice. And it's definitely a good plane. Not overpowered, but definitely a good plane. To fight this plane, you need to pay attention to it, like you would a heavy fighter. If you're in a light fighter and you're getting picked on by a 262 or an F2H or something like that, don't just fly around blind. You need to be paying attention to the enemy on the map. It's the same thing when you're fighting against a Horton. A Horton's going to it's going to fight you like a heavy fighter. It's going to use its speed and burst away. You need to be paying attention to that, paying attention to it coming inbound on you, realizing that it has long-range cannons, and you need to be trying to be maneuverable and wiggly to try to get yourself out of trouble. So quick tip there for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this particular video. I enjoyed this particular plane, and now we are going to be moving on to destroy at least 100 defense aircraft in any number of battles. Well, we're going to get on that. Let's get on that. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.